So this recipe is a Burmese duck egg curry. Burma is one of the more exotic places that I've been, and this was one of the better dishes that I had there. And it goes like this. You start with some okra, coriander, duck eggs, 2 different kinds of onion, the shallots and the basic onions, your serious Asian friends, ginger, garlic and some bird's eye chilies, turmeric, it's quite a turmeric-y dish this one, and some curry powder, quite generic curry powder, bit of tomato puree, bit of fresh tomato, and the incredibly smelly but very necessary shrimp paste. Oh, lethal. So the first thing you've got to do is slightly hard boil your eggs. So I'm going to give those 5 minutes in boiling water. Warm up 125 mils of oil. Peanut oil would be the oil of choice in that part of the world. This shallot is actually just going to be something that they sprinkle on at the end. And you just break them up, push them through, just so you get ring-like things. I'm just going to put them into the oil. A bit of a poke around. We want them to be crispy rather than just soft. So now I'm going to start actually making the curry, which kicks off with an onion, unsurprisingly. You have to keep moving your shallots around so that they cook evenly. So the eggs, tip them into the sink. They've had their time now, 5-6 minutes. Most appealing. Right, so they're coming out now. We're going to fry these in this shallot-infused oil. I want to let them get a bit of brown on the sides. So I'm going to leave them to be and do a bit more chopping, cutting this ginger down and then into a small dice. I'm quite tough about chilli, so I'm going to put 3 seeds in, not mucking around. Garlic, these are whopping cloves, so I'm going to put 3 of those in. They're quite unruly, these eggs. So that's the onions, ginger, garlic and the chilies. And add into that some turmeric. A lot of people think it's just for making your food yellow. Turmeric has a very distinct flavour and it's a good one. It's sort of earthy and slightly sweet. Putting half a teaspoon in there. So I'm just going to attack my okra. Okra, very divisive. Some people hate it, hate the sliminess. Other people love it. This is now just beginning to caramelise, colour a little bit. Next in is the tomato puree, tablespoon and a half. You always cook tomato puree out a little bit to get rid of some of the floury taste of it. Shortly followed by a tablespoon of curry powder. Again, we're going to give that a cook just for a couple of minutes. Back to our incredibly smelly fish paste, shrimp paste. It's very strong, half a teaspoon going into 500 mils. I'm going to throw my okra in now. And just some roughly diced tomatoes. Salt and some pepper. Bring that up to a busy simmer and let it cook down for about 10 minutes, reduce down, cook the okra, reduce the sauce, and generally all come together for a lovely curry. So after about 10 minutes of busy reduction, pop the eggs back in and just turn that off and let the eggs warm through in the residual heat. Okra is one of those ones that you can cook all hell out of it and it'll just turn to sort of slimy rags. Woo, that's quite hot. Or you can do it sort of with a bit of bite, and I prefer to do it with a bit of bite. That's perfect now. So just a rough chop on the coriander. So there comes the egg curry. There's lovely fried shallots and some coriander. And that is the Burmese duck egg curry that made me so happy.